Nations has been very successful in many areas, such as making treaties, resolving crises, and helping the children and refugees around the world. For example, the Suez Canal crisis. This was when Egypt nationalized the canal in 1956 and Israel went to war against them. The United Nations was able to step in and pacify the situation. Aid is given to children in third world countries through a program called UNICEF, or the United Nations Children's Fund. Through this, the children are given food and clothing. Aid is also given to refugees. Through this, they are given homes, food, and medical care. However, there are some serious problems, such as the funding crisis and immigration. As we all know, the United Nations is in an immense dilemma financially. If it doesn't receive its funds soon, there will be very little remains of it left for the 21st century. Members of the UN are being historically slow in making their payments. The shortfalls are worse than ever since the end of the Cold War. On August 31st, the UN declared that there is $13.7 billion that is owed to them. 2/3 of the member states are to some degree in arrears. Only 64 have compensated in full. Of the debt, 1/3 is owed by the United States. They owe about $525 billion for finances and about $740 million for peace operations. The United Nations is, of course, doing something about this, but these things cannot go on for very much longer. Nations, services, and vendings are not being reimbursed, and contracts are being withheld. The UN itself owes over $400 million for its purchases. The peace operations can't get supplies, so they can't do much, and in Haiti, they're training police. However, they have no money to pay the translators, so work is going extremely slow. Okay, like the saying goes, which is easier, the fence on the cliff or the ambulance in the valley? The powerful force at this point is the power of prevention. We need to prevent the UN from crumbling. All nations need to pay their debts so that the UN can take its focus off of finances and onto its real purpose, world peace. Next, the problem of immigration. This is getting to be a serious problem. Ever since the end of the Cold War, the trend is now rural to urban. People in less developed countries are moving to more developed countries. It is just people trying to better their lives. They know that if they move into better countries, such as the ones in Western Europe, that the governments are going to help them and give them jobs. What we can do to help this is to try to make the places where they already live better. People generally want to stay where they are. They're comfortable there. So if the standard of living is raised, then people don't need to move to be able to better their lives. By doing this, we can also help the population of megacities stay relatively low. If we focus on these problems, then we can start focusing on the future. The potential of the UN in the 21st century is incredible. Like Henry Ford said, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. With work and cooperation, we can succeed, and we will succeed. World peace is in our hands. Thank you very much.